Alright guys, so I wanted to show you how to use Audacity to do an audio recording. So if you're doing Foley work, so that's creating custom sounds that you make on your own and then you record them, this is a way to do it. Also dialogue, also if you want to edit any kind of sound recordings that you already have, you can do this in Audacity and open it. Alright, so I've launched Audacity. I would go to File and I would hit N, Control N for new, or Command N on a Mac, okay, to start a new recording. You'll get this window right here. There is this red dot right here, and that's to actually start your sound recording. Whenever you're sound recording audio, you want to give about 3 to 5 seconds of just the room sound. You're not talking, you're not saying anything. That way you can use that as kind of a guide to be able to clean up that audio track. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the little red button, and then I'm going to give it 3 seconds. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I hit the space bar and then it will stop the recording, okay? So if there's something in here you don't want, and I can always play this back. I can go ahead and I can double click on it and I can play it back.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you can hear it back. You can go ahead and clean up and left click and drag and highlight what you don't want. Hit the delete key and it will actually remove it. I'm going to hit Control Z or Command Z to undo it. And then there are also these effects. So any of these you can try out. I mean, and you can play around and see how you can change the audio yourself. I'm not going to go through all of these. But yeah, this is just where you would actually get any of your effects to just to change the sound of it, reverb and things like that, and echo. Alright, so once you're done and you're ready to have your audio set so that you can go ahead and use this in Adobe Premiere, you're going to go to File, and I want to save project. Alright, so when you save the project, that's actually your native Audacity file. Okay, so when I save this is the native file. I'm going to call it test. And then I'm going to leave this and hit save. Just like you have a native Photoshop file that's only readable in Photoshop. Same thing with Audacity. That project file is native to Audacity. You can open it back up and then you would get this sound recording here. Now when we want to go to export, because now we can actually make it a file format that Adobe Premiere can read. Okay, Adobe Premiere on the PC, at least at our school, you have to save it as a WAV file or WAV file. The MP3 file, unfortunately, it doesn't work on our school computers. Here at home, it's perfectly fine for me to do an MP3 export and I can import it into Premiere, but for whatever reason I can't get it to work at the school. So we do the WAV file and it works, and that's just a Microsoft audio file format. And then I'm going to hit save. It's going to ask you about this. You could type this in if you want to. I'm just going to hit OK. Once it's finished, I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to close that, and there is my file right there. And I can play it.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing.
So there's my audio file, and I would import that into Adobe Premiere. Now, 2 ways you can do the audio recording. We have the headsets. There is an adapter that has 2 prongs on it. You have to put it on the end of the jack. When you add those those 2 jacks to the end of the plug and you put it in, you just got to remember you have to look at the actual computer and figure out which plug are you plugging in, because one is for a microphone and one is for you to hear the audio. Okay, so you've got to actually look at the drive. It's super, because the computer itself is black plastic and you're looking at it and you're like, you just have to get down and actually see which jack is which. The other one is you can borrow my USB microphone, and that was just easy, super, plug it in, it should pick it up, and then you can go ahead and record that way. So either one of those is perfectly fine. You can always use 4K video downloader and then download audio as you need it. Alright, but that's how you can record your own audio using Audacity.